In a small and peaceful village named Sundarpur, there lived a kind and honest merchant named Raghav. He was well respected by everyone in the village, and his kindness was known far and wide. Raghav had a daughter named Meera, who was not only beautiful, but also very intelligent and wise for her age. The villagers admired Meera for her grace and thoughtfulness. One day, Raghav found himself in deep trouble. A few months earlier, he had borrowed a large amount of money from a rich and cruel man in the village named Bhairav. Bhairav was known for being mean and for taking advantage of others whenever he could. Unfortunately, Raghav's business had taken a bad turn, and he was unable to repay the money he had borrowed. Seeing Raghav's helpless situation, Bhairav decided to use it to his advantage. He gathered all the villagers one afternoon and marched over to Raghav's house. With a smirk on his face, Bhairav knocked on the door, and when Raghav opened it, he saw the entire village standing behind Bhairav. Bhairav wasted no time and made his cruel proposal. "Raghav," he said loudly so everyone could hear, "you owe me a large sum of money. Since you cannot repay your debt, I have a solution for you. Let your daughter Meera marry me, and in return, I will forgive the debt completely." The villagers gasped in shock at Bhairav's words. Raghav was silent, his heart sinking with despair. He loved his daughter dearly and could not imagine her being married to such a wicked man. But he also knew that he had no way of paying back the money, and so he felt trapped, unable to say anything. Meera, who had been inside the house, overheard the entire conversation. Her heart filled with worry, but she knew she had to stay calm and think clearly. She could not let her father suffer, nor could she let herself be married to someone as cruel as Bhairav. Noticing Raghav's hesitation, Bhairav came up with another plan, pretending to be generous. He spoke again, this time with a sly grin. "All right, I have another offer. I will place 2 stones, one white and one black, into a bag. If Meera picks the white stone, I will forgive the debt and not marry her. But if she picks the black stone, I will still forgive the debt, but she must marry me." Raghav, seeing no other option, reluctantly agreed to this proposal. The villagers also nodded in agreement, hoping that luck might be on Meera's side. Bhairav, acting as though he was being fair, bent down to pick up 2 stones. But Meera, with her sharp eyes, noticed something very important. Bhairav secretly picked up 2 black stones and placed them into the bag. This meant that no matter which stone she picked, it would be black, and she would be forced to marry him. Meera knew that she had to think quickly. She understood that if she exposed Bhairav's trickery in front of the villagers, he might find another way to harm her father later. But if she simply picked a stone, she would be trapped in a marriage she did not want. After a moment of deep thought, Meera decided what to do. When it was time for her to pick a stone, she calmly reached into the bag. She could feel the smooth surface of the stone between her fingers. Instead of pulling it out and showing it to everyone, Meera did something unexpected. She accidentally dropped the stone onto the ground. The villagers watched in surprise as the stone rolled away and got mixed up with the other stones scattered on the ground. Bhairav's face turned pale, and he began to worry. "Oh no!" Meera exclaimed with an innocent look on her face. "I'm so sorry. I dropped the stone. But it's okay. We can still figure out which stone I picked. Let's check the stone left in the bag. If the stone in the bag is black, then it means I must have picked the white stone." The villagers nodded in agreement, thinking that this made sense. Bhairav, with no other choice, reluctantly reached into the bag and pulled out the remaining stone. As expected, it was black. The villagers immediately concluded that Meera must have picked the white stone, because there was no other possibility. In that moment, Bhairav's wicked plan fell apart. He was left with no choice but to honor his word and forgive the debt. Humiliated and defeated, he walked away, knowing that his trickery had been outsmarted by Meera's quick thinking. The villagers praised Meera for her cleverness and bravery. Raghav, too, was filled with relief and pride, knowing that his daughter had saved them both from a terrible situation. This story teaches us an important lesson. Sometimes, life puts us in difficult situations where we feel helpless and trapped. But even in those moments, we must remember to stay calm and think wisely. By using our intelligence and creativity, we can find solutions to problems that seem impossible to overcome. In times of trouble, don't give up. Instead, use your mind to find a way out. People who think clearly and cleverly can often turn a hopeless situation to their advantage.